Connors and McEnroe met in the 1978 United States Open semifinals last year. Connors won 6-2, 6-2, 7-5. Connors leads in head-to-head competition with McEnroe 6-2.
Once again, I don't think that really counts, because what are their results over the last 12 months? That's what we want to look at. And one of the most important matches they played was the WCT finals. McEnroe, I think, won in straight sets, didn't he?
6-1, 6-4, 6-4.
Quiet, please.
The week before that, though, McEnroe had lost to Connors, hadn't he, in Las Vegas?
7-5, 6-4. Here we go.
So they're pretty even over the last 12 months.
The winner will play Vitas Gerulaitis, who made a miraculous comeback against Roscoe Tanner to get into the finals. Service ace number 1.
That's one of the things that John McEnroe is going to be looking for today, is a lot of big first serves, or a high percentage of first serves into play. I think he's one of the most, for a young guy, I think he's one of the most useful first servers when he's serving well.
That's very useful.
That's very useful. The aces are very useful. But the way he moves the serve around the service box, he goes down the middle, he swings it out wide, he goes to the body, and he keeps varying it all the time, which not many people do well.
Nuki standing close to that center stripe in this ad court than he normally does.
Wants to have the one down the middle into Connors' backhand, keep.
And he's been hurt by Connors when he serves wide, and Connors railroads that one-hander up the line. McEnroe wins the first game, first set.
We'll be back with more tennis from Flushing Meadow after this word from your local station. Over 19,000 standing around the stands at Louis Armstrong today.
Mr. Jimmy Connors.
Tennis records have already been broken, and there's still another decade to go. Connors will serve. Lost the first game, first set.
It's out.
Love 15.
And they have the lights on so that as we go into dusk and into darkness, the players will be accustomed to it as best they can. It's not an easy playing time. It's fine right now.
All.
Connors off to a rather shaky start. The defending champion.
All.
McEnroe hollering at himself. That's terrific. He says he missed that forehand return. Break point for McEnroe.
40.
Pancho Segura in the middle. And on his left was Lorne Kuehl, who travels with Connors, works with him. That's out, so McEnroe has broken serve and leads 2-0 in the first set.
He leads 2-0.
Nook, we mentioned it earlier, but I think it's got to be a little tough for both these players who undoubtedly were here quite a while ago, because it looked like the previous Masters go 3 sets of zip for Tanner. And then they had to sit around quite a while and got a lot of time to think about things.
That's a tough thing to do in the dressing room too. What do you do when you're prepared to go on and then you got to wait another 2 hours?
The third ace already from McEnroe.
15 love.
Used to always make me worried when I served that well at the start of a match. Figured I had nothing up my sleeve. Can't do any better and you've only just started.
That's out.
30 love.
Both these players have very distinctive grunts or gasps or whatever it is after they hit shots, particularly on the serve. You'll hear.
John's is a long drawn out one, isn't it? And Jimmy's is sort of more of a sudden grunt. Sort of a grunt, then a sigh.
Yeah.
Good return that time by Connors.
McEnroe just doing up his shoes as he constantly does throughout the match. He must have something with his feet that they feel uncomfortable and he has to do them up. Maybe he thinks he runs faster. Tony, have you ever mentioned that to him in Davis Cup matches?
I kid him about it, and
what does he say?
You know, you don't learn to tie your shoes. And he said, well, that was a sophomore year at Stanford. I only went 1 year, he said.
Plus he's left-handed.
I think you'll see some very contrasting styles in this match compared to the previous men's match. You got Connors, who's going to try to nail everything he can. McEnroe goes over it, under it, around it, slides it, kicks it.
Shot. 40-30.
It's a good shot, but that's going to be a pretty tough tempo. Chris Everett Lloyd just watching in the match, an interested spectator. She's got her final coming up tomorrow with Tracy Austin. I was going to say, Tony, that's a pretty good point, the last one, but that's a tough pace to keep up, hitting the ball that hard. He had to hit 8 great shots to win the point, Jimmy Connors.
That's out, and McEnroe now leads 3 games to none, first set.